Whether you have a recently drafted or a well-worn resume, we're going to guide you to review and update it to give it fresh appeal and make it distinctively yours. We have confidence that you can update your resume using the numerous review tools that we've provided you. Your resume requires thoughtful attention because it's your direct mail marketing piece, as well as a first look at you and your potential as it's reviewed by hiring managers. If your resume makes it to the interviewer's desk, it's given a 30 to 40 second scan. Generally, the reader focuses on the top 1/3 of the first page and then hastily scans the remainder of your resume. And yes, in that 30 seconds, they make a decision whether you have the required experience and whether you'll be asked to the interview. In that scan, your resume must arouse the interest of the hiring manager and sell you so that you get asked for an interview. When you consider this brief review and decision-making process, you can start to appreciate how important a referral is so that your resume gets pulled from that stack. Take a cold, hard look at your resume. Yes, be honest with yourself. Would you consider it pretty run-of-the-mill? Does it include every job that you've ever had? Do you hope the hiring manager will somehow sift through and figure out that you have the experience that they need? Are you counting on them to do the hard work because it's too difficult to fine-tune it for a specific job? Are you guessing at what they are looking for because you haven't done your homework? If you've answered yes to even one of these questions, it's time to buckle down and give your job search and yourself a distinctive resume that you and your great career deserve. And remember, your resume is a professional reflection of you. When your resume is sharp and well put together, it sends the message that you're a professional as well. It's really the employer's first look at the quality of your work. It also shows your ability to put together your story and create a compelling sales pitch for why they need to call you. And remember, once it's in front of them, you have about 30 seconds to make all of that happen. How's your current resume standing up now? There's a complete toolkit available to help you make a full review and rewrite of your resume. The Distinctive Resume Guide is a comprehensive, in-depth guide of how to create a great resume. Resume templates give you some options for popular professional templates that you might use. In Action Verbs, there's a comprehensive list of verbs to give your resume energy. Quick resume do's and don'ts. You'll find 10 reminders of what great resumes include and don't include. When you have your resume completed, put it to the test by using the Resume Critique Checklist. The hiring company views your resume as a representation of you and your best work. Once you view it from that perspective, you can see why you should make every effort to have it positively represent you. The idea of putting a spin on it that hits the mark starts with thinking of ways how your experience, education, and skills are transferable to characteristics that the company wants. They want people who can work well with others, who can step up and take initiative to lead, who are able to communicate with colleagues and across the organization, who have interpersonal skills that connect them with integrity to other people, and who are technologically savvy in this fast-paced business world. Remember, the whole point of the resume is to draw the hiring manager's interest to you and your story, so they can't wait to talk to you in person. As you start brainstorming all of your experience and skills, remember that you've gained experience from lots of different sources, some paid and some unpaid. All, of course, are not appropriate to put on your resume, but through the process, it'll help you remember what you've done and what experience might also be rich with success stories to share later in the interview. Right now, just go down memory lane and make a list of major work experiences, considering some of the potential sources on this slide. When crafting your resume, consider these important points. First off, it must be accurate. In today's technological society, there is no room for typos or misspelled words. It also needs to be authentic to you, reflect you and your style, and you should use words that you are comfortable with. There's no magic length. What makes sense for you? Is it reader-friendly? Make sure that the bullets, size of font, and white space make it easy for the reader to read. And lastly, does it grab their attention? Does it go from "so what" to "wow, I need to talk to this person"? It's time for you to review your current resume or draft a new one using the tips, techniques, and templates that we've provided. If you've had your resume for a while, it's important that you clean house, that you put more emphasis on experience and jobs that highlight what you're looking for today and less focus on jobs that are not applicable. After you've fine-tuned your resume, ask for feedback by sharing it with colleagues, friends, and family. Ask them if it represents you well, whether they see anything that's missing, what might be clearer, etc. And you can send that to them via email or also show them a hard copy of what it looks like when it's printed out. A resume that gets attention focuses on accomplishments rather than just job duties and responsibilities. What were you hired to do, and what you accomplished is a lot more impressive than talking about what you were responsible for. Whenever possible, use interesting action verbs such as developed, improved, analyzed, planned, produced. Remember that your resume is a means to share the highlights of your skills and education rather than a history of every job you've had since high school. And the purpose of the resume is to draw interest so that the interviewer will get excited about the opportunity to meet you and find out more. In review, here are some high points of how to create a distinctive resume. Make sure that your important points are easily seen in a quick scan, and keep in mind that there's no perfect resume, as it only gets you entree into the interview where you must be prepared to be impressive. There's no magic in the length. We would not suggest that you exceed 2 pages, but it's better to space it out with some white space than to try to cram it all on 1 or 2 pages. Remember that it must be attractive and inviting, or it will not be considered. And also, when you get to the interview, assume that it has not been read or maybe totally understood. So don't say, well, that was on my resume. This has been an overview of the importance of and how to create a distinctive resume. Remember that your resume needs to be authentic to you, as well as customized to the company and position that you're applying for.